Stupid memes again. I'm starting with this one because it's actually the easiest, because what's so stupid about it is that in every discussion about rape culture, feminists and everyone everywhere rightly should freak out when rape is compared to property crimes. When someone uses an example like, if you park a nice car in a bad neighborhood and it gets robbed, whose fault is that? That's a terrible thing to say. So why is this meme being lauded when it's doing exactly that and just comparing rape to property crime? This one, also pretty easy. There's a difference between dying by accident and being murdered. And if you're afraid of accidents all the time, like accidentally hitting a deer with your car or slipping in the tub or something, then you can't function. That doesn't mean that you also shouldn't be afraid of being killed by terrorists. Like, there were 160 Islamic terrorist attacks last month around the world. People, someone somewhere, we do have legitimate concerns about terrorism in the world. It's idiotic ostrich thinking. Just be like, no, it's totally overblown, it's not that big of a deal. Statistically, it probably won't happen to you personally, so don't worry about it. Fear is stupid. No, do worry about it. The world is on the verge of global conflict. We should be mocking the people who aren't worried. And we do, in memes about Pokemon Go. This one made the list just because I read that that's actually a YouTuber named Shoe-on-Head, unfortunately. And she's mocking something else, and this is a satirical, that's a satirical picture of her. I have no idea if that's true, I just read that in the comments on this photo. But I think it's worth pointing out that we all live in a capitalist society. We don't have a choice in that. We can't set up a commune right now and function very well, because even if we did, we'd have to buy the land from a capitalist. So resisting capitalism doesn't mean trying to live outside of the system. It means that there are flaws in capitalism, and we know that, and we have to resist internalizing those flaws and thinking that capitalism is the only mode of living. This one pisses me off just because it reinforces the idea in the zeitgeist that if there's something wrong in your life, it's because there's something wrong with you. That if you're in any bad situation whatsoever, it's because you didn't think the right thoughts, that you weren't positive enough, you weren't hopeful enough. And this just flies contradictory to the fact that we are all at the whim of a chaotic system of life. That there is so little actual control over anything. And people like to believe, it's reassuring to believe, that if you can just master yourself internally, everything will go your way externally. But more often than not, that's used for people to just feel bad about themselves, that if something goes wrong and they don't handle it well, that's an internal unfixable flaw in them, and that just leads to neuroses. And it leads to people being douchebags. And it lets people point at someone who's in a bad circumstance and say, well, they should have done something differently. They should have had better emotional control, or just better control in general. It's their fault, therefore I don't have to feel sorry for them. And that's just one of the reasons we live in a shitty time. You see so many of these in your day-to-day life, people who are proud that they're bitchy or whatnot, and I want to break this one down specifically because it creates this false dichotomy that you are either a bitch or a weakling. And that's not true. The strongest people are quite nice, patience is a strength. If you're being called a bitch a lot, and you're a woman, you're probably a bitch. You're probably rude and not nice. And if you're a guy, you're probably weak and subservient. And there's a whole specific history with the word bitch and its various meanings that it's not my obligation to go into right now. Watch the Lacey Green video on it. She's amazing. But what I'm saying is the false dichotomy that you are either pushy and mean and tough, or you're weak and that's bad, and that's false. Oh, and no one says doormat about women ever. Only men get called that now. Weird gender thing. This one, I've been waiting all week to do this one, because the very first thing it says there in its prescription for Islamophobia is blind intolerance. And the entire discussion around Islam is not a matter of blind, intolerant racism or bigotry. The people who are, and I admit that they exist, people who are genuinely bigoted against Arabs or against Islam, they are a tiny, tiny fraction of the people who are talking about Islam right now. And the people who are being, the core idea, like my core disagreement with this is that the biggest problem in the world right now is blind tolerance. People who know nothing about Islam defending it because they want to be enlightened, they want to be inclusive, they want to feel that they're a good person, and therefore they have to be nice, they have to be tolerant. The people who are intolerant of Islam are the people who've looked at it. There are a lot of ex-Muslims who would really endorse a level of intolerance about Islam. So this is not like historical cases of intolerance. This is not like anti-Semitism. This is not like misogyny. We are dealing with, as Sam Harris would put it, the motherlode of bad ideas in a time when those ideas are specifically being used to commit violence, and we need to talk about that. We need to solve that problem, and we're not going to solve it by calling everyone bigots and by closing our eyes to specific behaviors motivated by specific scriptures. Blind tolerance is not the answer. And with that, we are done this week's episode of Stupid Memes. Thank you very much.